Welcome back. So I wanted to give you a little progress here. I'm building this house without a set of plans. I'm just building it out of my head. I had a rough idea of the size I wanted to get it into, so we bought the poles and the trusses, which you can see the green poles and the trusses sitting on top of them. And you'll notice that this is a little bit different if you're familiar with framing than what you might normally see in a house build, because we're doing a pole construction. And so these 6x8 posts that you're seeing are real heavy duty. They're sunk in the ground, covered, cased in cement 3 feet deep, and they're really, strong. So the nice thing about this, and this is what the Barndo crowd is doing, it gives you a big open free span space. That's what I wanted. So you can kind of see this space is roughly 30 by 40 and 16 feet high to the truss. And so it's a big open space. It's 1,200 square feet. And it's kind of a blank canvas, if you will. And so in here we decided this is roughly twice the space we had in the beach house, if you're familiar with that series that we put up a number of years ago. We wanted something bigger. That was a cozy space, but it turns out it just felt a little tight. So we decided to go a little bit bigger. So I got the idea that here's the amount of square footage I wanted to play with, and then I'm going to decide how I want to lay it out. And frankly, I'm trying to squeeze as much in here as I can without crowding it, and yet still get everything that I want function-wise. So you'll notice that I've got some blocks laying here on the floor, and that's just kind of giving me and my wife a visual of the rooms that we want to put in here. So basically we want to put all the rooms on one half of the house, and so that half being defined by these blocks that you can see running up and down the aisleway here, if you will. So those blocks are sitting 14 feet out from the left-sided wall there on the left side of the screen. And then within there, the furthest room back is going to be a bedroom, 12 by 14. Then the next room is a walk-through closet, not a walk-in closet. Yes, you can walk into it, but we're going to be walking through it. And so that's 14 by 4. And then it's just going to step right through into a 5 by 14 bathroom. And there's going to be a tiled-in shower over there, a vanity, and then a toilet. And we're also going to put the washer and dryer right here in the corner. And that's what that pipe is right there. That's the exit pipe for the sewer for the washer and dryer to set. So they're all going to be in that room. So we're kind of crowding that in there. And then the next room is a second bathroom right here. And so you see the hole in the concrete. So this is going to be a traditional tub set down. And so we had to have that hole for the P-trap to exit out of the bottom of the tub. So we're going to dig down into there, set that pipe, and then set the tub over the top of it. And then that stubbed out pipe right there is a toilet directly across from a toilet. So the toilets are back to back in the two bathrooms that are side by side. And then we've got our fresh water coming in right here. There's a hot and cold water pipe right there. And I'm going to try to pan over here. So we're going to go over to that set of pipes that are sticking out of the ground right there in the black. That's the other end of that pipe. These are under the concrete. Okay. So we had to put those in ahead of time. The orange pipe over there in the corner is the stub outs for the floor heat system. So those are water lines that half of them exit out of the heater, go through the floor, and then come back through the other half of the pipes back into the heater to be rewarmed. So it's a hydronic heat system run by an electric boiler, and that's going to be in that corner over there. Okay. And then we got a stub out right there for kitchen sink that's going to sit in front of that window. That's a 4x6 window, kitchen sink going right there. Let me switch back around. So we're following our pattern here again. So our bathrooms are 5 by 14 pretty good size. Going to leave us room for linen storage and other things that we might want to keep in a bathroom. Then another room right here, which is going to be sort of the combination. Let me get there, these two blocks. Spare bedroom / office, okay? So we wanted to have a spare bedroom for company. We wanted to have a spare bathroom for company so people weren't having to go into our master suite to use the bathroom. We wanted that to stay private. And then our final space on this side is coming through the entry right there up to that block, which is, we're going to call this the utility entrance mudroom, whatever you guys want to designate that. That's, you know, coming out of our garage, covered walkway into this space. We live in a 4-season climate, so we got snow country here. We're just leaving mud season and kind of drying out from spring. And so that's going to come all the way out to 14 feet again. So we got a 5 by 14 foot space. Now, this will be, you know, hanging jackets and boots and things like that will go in here. We'll probably have a bench. The power panel is going to be sitting right there, convenient, coming through the door. So that's going to come out here to these blocks. And then we're going to have another room over on the other side. I'm going to turn around because there's going to be a 3-foot wide entryway right here coming out of the mudroom going into the house, okay, which is going to take you into the kitchen. But right before the kitchen on this side, hopefully you're not getting dizzy here, is a pantry utility room as well. And so the heat system is going to be in there. The hot water tank is going to sit in there. And then a lot of pantry space for storing our dry food goods and so forth. And so the other side of that wall, which is basically where that block is next to those pipes, we'll start the kitchen. So the kitchen space is going to be a corner kitchen, so it's going to go against that wall and against the wall, kind of like where these boards are, which will be the back side of that pantry. So we'll have a corner kitchen. And a corner kitchen's nice because it leaves the room open. So the cabinets are going to, and the appliances go across this wall, you know, onto that wall. So we've got counter space, we got a sink over there, we'll have a stove and refrigerator over here. And then if we wanted to, we could have some kind of a little prep island out here, which we have a stainless steel roll around prep counter that we like. And so that'll give us some room, but it'll also allow us to move that around, not be stuck anywhere in particular. So that gives us a nice flexible space. And then the rest of the space is the living / dining area, which is substantial. And then we go out to the covered enclosed patio through those 2 doors. So one of those doors is a regular man door, and then that larger opening is an 8 by 8 opening, and it's going to be a insulated glass roll-up door, a garage door, but glass. And so we thought that'd be really cool, kind of give us a big open, bright area, feel like it's open space. We can look out through there, outside. The patio area is going to be closed up. It'll be almost a 4-season room. We're considering putting a little wood burning stove in there to keep it warm in the wintertime if we want to be out there. So that'll be a nice big space, about 500 square feet. So yesterday we were putting those pony walls up. Now those pony walls, that orange ladder is 12 feet tall, just to give you some perspective. So we had to carry that 9.5 wide by about 4 foot tall framed opening, which, let me give you a look at this one. Looks a lot like that. And there's a 3 foot by 5 foot window that goes in each of those openings, so you can kind of see them. We put those up yesterday, and they were interesting to carry up there. They were heavy, awkward to try to carry 2 people on 2 ladders, tip them up onto that wall, and then very snugly fit them up in there, and then nail them off so they stayed put. And then you can kind of see there's that window opening is right in the middle of each of those sections. So there's 4 window sections going across there at that height. Additionally, I'm going to turn around. There's going to be some little pony walls going in those 3 sections right there. And then you can see we've already got the pony walls built. They're sitting on the ground in front of each of the sections that they need to be lifted up to. And they're going to go up there. And they're also going to have the same 3-foot high by 5-foot wide window centered in each of those bays across there. So we'll have this, you know, kind of, you can see the trees and the sky through the openings up there. So we're going to have that kind of an effect. And those will be operable windows because we're going to have a upper deck on this side. So above all the rooms that I just mentioned, the bedrooms and bathrooms over here, we're going to have an upper deck, a loft, roughly 600 square feet down the length of this building. So on top of all these rooms, there'll be a second room, which means we can see through those windows when we're standing up there. So that wall's 12 feet tall, so you can see that 2 sections of plywood up would be our 8-foot mark. And then we'll have about 7 feet of standing headspace on top of that floor to walk around the length of this. And then I'm going to wrap it across this wall over the top of the pantry and mudroom again. And so there'll be another, 150, 200 feet of space across here that will give us some additional upper story floor. So we're kind of playing with it. The fun thing about this is I'm not set in concrete with my plan. I'm still playing with it as we go. We haven't decided how we're going to access that upper floor. I'm not a big fan of stairways. I think they take up a lot of real estate in a house. So we're looking at some alternative ways to, be able to egress that upper deck when we get it built in. So that's coming up. We're going to get those sections put in and get the plywood on the outside so that we're covered in. We're trying to get this thing shelled in so that the weather is not able to get in here. And so that's the goal right now, is to shell the house. That's our step that we're getting at. Shelling it in, wrapping it in Tyvek so that it's weather tight, and then it's just ready for siding and windows and doors. The windows and doors have been ordered, and they should be here in a few weeks. We're just going to leave the plywood over the openings right now to keep the weather and critters out. And eventually we'll get this back in, gable end right here closed up as well, so that then we'll be weather tight. And if it rains, it's not a big deal to hit the Tyvek. And we'll go from there. So just thought I'd give you a quick update, see where we're going, kind of set the stage for the process here. And then we'll be on to the next phases. So I'll chat at you on the next video.